Hello, everyone. Welcome to this amazing interview. Today, I have with me Areanna Arcleese, and she is a luxury branding strategist. I'm going to bring her onto the screen. How are you, Areanna?
I am doing really great. Linda, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. I just had to bring us close to the screen because I don't like with the small. We're too cute. And you guys, listen, I had to get all shiny because when you are interviewing Ariana, I mean, she is the luxury brand person. You have to go look at her page. You have to go see her work to understand why you always want to embody that what you want to attract. So I couldn't just interview Ariana and not be like looking the part. Welcome, Ariana. First, I want to start off with the thing that everyone wants to hear. Everybody always wants to hear a figure, a number. So
hmm
you and I met, well, we met a little bit earlier last year, but we started working together last December. And last December, you were struggling. You literally were worried about your car getting repossessed.
hmm
And this December, you're sitting at how much in sales?
70,000.
$70,000 in sales. First of all, how does that feel?
It feels surreal. I have never seen this amount of money in a year from working a job before. So it's just a great feeling.
There's so much to unpack. First of all, you're so young,
hmm
right? So, like, how many people your age are making this kind of money?
I don't know any.
You don't know any. I'm sure there are in the world, but you don't know any, right? I remember when I this was years ago before I was a coach. I was arguing with my mom. Um I was actually blaming her for um the failure in my marriage. I was blaming her. I was saying to her that I came to you every time that I had an issue, and you told me to like sit there and make it work and pray about it, and like and that didn't work. And I was just angry at my mom. And I said to her, I don't know why I think the way I do. I have these big dreams, and like I don't know why I'm part of this family. Like, you didn't teach me this. I don't know any successful people. And so my mom got upset and she said, Linda, what are you talking about? Because I'm Puerto Rican. My
hmm
mom said, what are you talking about? There are amazing Puerto Rican actors and actresses. There's Puerto Rican boxers. There's Puerto Rican attorneys. There's Puerto Ricans in the government. Like, there's Puerto Rican doctors. Like, there are affluent Puerto Rican people. There's many successful folks. And I said to her, but I don't know any of them. And my mom doesn't even know, Ariana. I didn't even know I was going to say this right here. My mom doesn't even know when she answered to me what she answered. It literally did something to light a fire under me. She said, in her anger, she said, well, you be the first one then.
hmm
Because, she didn't have any answer for that. And so I am a cycle breaker. I am the first person in my family to do all the things that I'm doing as you are. And like, I love the term generational cycle breaker. I love game changer. I love trailblazer. How does that really feel to know that your children are not going to experience the childhood that you had, or of the lack that you experienced? How does that really feel?
It is an undescribable feeling. Like, I don't want to cry. I was not trying to cry, but
I
it's just
know.
to have children that will never know what you had to go through growing up. It's just I can't describe it.
It's just a wonderful feeling because I think every mom, even the bad ones, I think that sometime when they're sitting by themselves, they wish they could have done so many things differently. Every mom wants to do things differently for their kids. So, one of the reasons I love empowering my clients with understanding sales, the psychology of why the high ticket buyer purchases, what you have to do with yourself and embodiment and with your brand, because money gives us choices. Money is not the root of all evil. Evil is the root of all evil, right? Because money only um magnifies who we already are. Like if you're a jerk, money's gonna make you a big jerk.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a good person, money's just gonna, right, put the light on that. So let's talk about that, because it's not about, oh my God, I was struggling so hard. Why were you struggling so hard though in December of last year and where you are now? What's the biggest difference that you can say, this is the thing, Linda, this is the biggest difference maker in where I was then to where I am now?
So the difference that I can think of is my mindset, the way that I thought about things, the way that I looked at things, my perception on business and life. It is a completely different thought process.
And I know because I was there.
Hmm.
I know that I triggered you a lot, perhaps still even do. I know that that means it's like sometimes I said some things that were like, I can't believe she said that to me. But I don't want to put words in your mouth. Actually, tell me how you felt when I said some things that I'm going to put it out there for the whole internet to know that it is never difficult for me to say these things, but they are difficult for my clients to hear, because many times it's the first time that they're having a mirror put up to them about, this is why, look at how you think. Let me show you what this thought me is saying. What, you know? So tell me how it felt when you heard some things that you were like,
So first of all, I am very stubborn. So when someone is giving me positive feedback, no matter how it's being given, I immediately put up a block. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that. This is what I'm doing. So for me, it's just like I didn't want to hear it, but I knew in the back of my mind that I needed to do it.
so did you end up doing it even though you didn't want to do it?
Yes, and it led to a lot of success.
Wonderful. So I'm going to stop right there and I'm just going to explain for the people that are watching. What Ariana is describing is called resistance. The resistance always shows up as something that doesn't feel good. The resistance shows up as something that I don't want to do. The resistance shows up as, I can't believe she said that. The resistance shows up as, she don't know me. What she tell me that for? She acted like she know how I think. That is resistance. And what we have been conditioned to believe is that when we have those thoughts, that we're actually right. And that it don't feel good, so I don't want to do that. But that's when you need to lean in. That's why I tell people, if I trigger you, you probably need to work with me. If people trigger you, you need to give them a chance, because I know, Ariana, that you don't purposely want to trigger people who have a crappy brand. But when you post the way that you do, they feel triggered.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're like, I know you ain't no multiple six-figure business owner with a Canva brand. So when you say, yes, I ended up being coachable and taking action on that difficult coaching, and it led to a lot of success. Tell me about that success. Putting aside the $70,000 in sales, what
Mm-hmm.
else is success?
So one of the things that you told me to do was to DM some people who had bad brands.
We're not going
Or
to say
let's
bad
not say
brands.
bad brands. Let's just say brands that were not reflective of the woman that they were.
Come on. The brand was good, but it didn't reflect them well. They didn't embody the brand. Yeah.
So I ended up DMing a few of these women who have $1 million brands, multiple six-figure brands, and they said yes. So
Wait, stop right there. You DM'd people. First of all, you didn't want to do it.
I did not.
And you DM'd them. We're not going to tell them the strategy of the DM because they have
Mhm.
to pay for that. But you DM'd them and they ended up becoming clients.
Yep. 100% of the women that I DM'd became clients because of what you told me to do.
Okay. And here's what I'm going to say to that. That's
Hmm.
fantastic. But, not but, and I teach that high ticket sales are very relationship driven. High ticket sales, like people who buy Bentleys or like, you know, any other like big car, Lambos and Ferraris, like you hardly will have someone come off the street to a Ferrari dealership just like, hey, I'm trying to buy a car. No, they came because someone else who bought a Ferrari here told me to go see Ariana. And so it's so important that we are connected to someone. And I'm not just trying to take credit here. Like 100% of the women that I told you, hey, this person needs you, and you went and connected with them, 100% of those women became paying clients. That is important to know. It's important to see like what person, what woman, since we work with mostly women, right? You haven't done a man's brand yet.
I have, but I don't work with men anymore.
Okay, great. So we work with women. So we're like, okay, who is the kind of woman who is connected to other women that are six figures, multiple six figures, seven figures, and can develop a relationship with her so she can open the door to these connections. Like collaborations and relationships are the most important thing in life. I teach my children, who are just my kids, they're not into sales, that the most important thing in life is relationships. It is not money. Because if I have great relationships, I'm going to have money because I know how to sell. How do you feel about that? Because I know that's the shift that happened, but maybe you hadn't looked at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
I do. And I think one of the things that I didn't understand or even know was that it's more than I'm connected to this person that did X, Y, that can do X, Y, and Z. It's like I now have this person in my network that also has an even broader network. So it's women helping women, and it's just growth for everybody.
Growth for everyone, because one of the mindsets that the average person, and when I say average person, like people who are not entrepreneurs, people who are not into personal development, because would you agree, Areanna, that the moment that a woman says, I want to start my own business, what it really means is I need therapy for myself. There's so many roadblocks that we have to overcome, and all of them are us.
Yep.
Like I tell people, if you want to be an entrepreneur, prepare for crying, for breakthroughs in the shower when the Lord is talking to you. What like for like I need to get out of my own way. I don't know how to do it. Like prepare for personal growth. Prepare to face your past. Because it's really all of the things from our childhood that are holding us back.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say maybe you've experienced this because I have. You've reached out to someone, they left you on red. And you immediately, instead of thinking, well, they're busy, they'll get back to me later. Or because I have forgotten to get back to people in my inbox before. It's not that I just wanted to ignore them. But on the other side is the person thinking, oh, she's ignoring me. Oh, she left me on red. Oh, she don't want to talk to me. When someone doesn't take the action that we wanted, we make it mean something about ourselves, like rejection. She's ignoring me. She's rejecting me. What? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much business have may we have probably lost because we made an assumption, right? So all of these things are part of this identity shift, because who you were when I met you last December and who you are now are such completely different women, such a completely different Areanna. Like people can look at my testimonial page, our very first interview to right now, just such an evolution. So you are super talented. You have this eye for putting fonts together. You know, like if you try to do this on your own on Canva, please just stop, because it's not going to work, right? Don't go to Creative Market and try to buy font combination. It's just not going to work, right? So Areanna, I knew had this amazing gift, but Ariana's brand, her brand herself, needed to embody what she was wanting to attract. When did that finally click, and what did you end up doing with your brand?
So it clicked a few weeks after our business relationship ended, and I put this together in a month. I said, you know what? My brand isn't reflective of what I want to embody. for, and what I want my clients to encounter whenever they see me. Because how can you say you are going to go to this luxury brand strategist and she's not even luxury herself? So I made the decision to rebrand. In a month, I had my pictures, I had my website, and then I launched.
And during your own launch, I recall watching it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You created FOMO, because one of the things that you told me that was missing from your brand was like, I would do logos and I would deliver them through Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no client experience. There was no feeling, because the high ticket buyer, you guys, this is a whole coaching vibe right here. This is a whole coaching session. The high ticket buyer buys an experience. Okay. Currently, I have a standard for the way that I buy. And when I go somewhere and I receive really, really crappy client service, I am like, y'all trying to make money like this? So Areanna learned through launching her own rebrand how to actually add a service to her rebrand. When you rebrand with Areanna, I'm going to let you explain it because I saw it, but you're going to be able to explain it. I saw you create FOMO with this is coming. I saw
Mm-hmm.
you create an email list. Like, how many of you want to see my brand relaunch? Then I saw you did you create like a private Facebook group for it?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you do that. And then, like, what? I've never seen a brand launch have that level of detail. Tell me about that, because you doing that for your own brand saw you, it made you see like, whoa, this is very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add this to my clients, rebrands or brands, and now the value of that goes up. And you just did one yesterday, so I want you to talk about your own rebrand, how you created FOMO, and how that made you say, I'm going to add this as a service, as part of my service, and then talk about the brand launch that you did yesterday.
So for me, I always want to set out to be different and unique amongst the branding community,
Come on.
especially because I'm luxury. So I thought, what's the quickest way? Because it's only a 2 month period that I launched. What's the quickest way for me to build my community, for me to develop this launch strategy? What can I do? So I sat in solitude. I prayed. I asked God what give me strategy for me to get this done, because I don't have any marketing strategist with me. So what came to me was develop this private launch, because having a luxury brand is about the experience and the exclusivity of the experience. So I said, let's create a Facebook page that's by invite only. You can't even find it if you look it up on Facebook. And the only way you can get in there is through getting on my email list. And so from there, I showed them behind the scenes. I showed them when I was taking my brand photos. I showed them a snippet of the website. They were first to see the website and everything on the launch party. And so I said, this was, once everything was wrapped up in the launch, it was a really, really great experience. And I saw and I understood the way that I felt through the process and at the launch party, and I really felt like a celebrity. So I said, this is a great thing. This is a great thing for me to add to my clients' service.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to feel the same way, because this is a luxury service. So if they feel this way with me, then their clients are going to want to feel this way as well. So the launch that we had on yesterday, it was the same thing. Her graphics were really beautiful. The launch party we must have had 20 plus women in there. It was a very successful launch, and I'm really, really excited for her.
So exciting. Here's the thing that I heard that you didn't say, but
Mm-hmm.
what you said. Through launching my own brand and experiencing how I felt like a celebrity through doing that, I became my client. Now I understand
Mm-hmm.
how my client is going to feel, right? Because this is what it means when we say you've got to be the client that you want to attract. So you became your client. You experienced, right? Because you also added styling.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's stop right here. What are all the things that you do for your clients? Please tell us.
So for me, I offer It is styling, but I like to call it image development
Oh,
because when you're rebranding into a luxury brand, you have to step out of the image that you were and you have to create a completely new image because you can't show up on Facebook wearing a sweatsuit. We
come
have
on.
to
You need an
develop,
identity shift.
yes, we have to develop a brand new wardrobe. The photo shoot is just a start. So I offer complete rebrand experiences. I do not just do websites. I don't just do logos. You have to book a complete brand experience.
I love that because
Mhm.
it's like saying, I'm going to the Bentley dealership. I just want like a steering wheel.
A title.
No, you need to, what you gonna do with a steering wheel? You need the car, honey. Right? So that's what you're saying. You're like, you can't just come over here. Just stay in Walmart. You can't just be like,
Mhm.
oh, do me this, do me that. Right? I love that. I love that because your clients work with seven-figure
Mhm.
coaches and consultants. Your clients work with high-powered women in corporate. Your clients are freaking amazing. There was this identity shift. Yes, it started in your mind. What would you say has been the biggest shift that not only has allowed you to step in and powerfully call in these clients, but also when you turn off the computer and it's just Ariana at home with her kids and her husband, how has that identity shifted in all areas of her life?
So beyond my business, for me, I have been really wanting to elevate every other area of my life. So I've been looking to get into what is it called? I guess we can, for lack of better terms, secret societies.
Not the Illuminati.
Not the Illuminati, but just groups of women that are exclusive. You have to be referred, recommended, invited to these groups where it is affluent women, where they also have children, and just providing me, myself, my husband, and my children more opportunities in life, more luxury opportunities to experience life on a better scale,
Yeah, on
more,
a
more
different level.
average living.
No average living. You know what else we haven't talked about it because I didn't bring it up, but I'm about to bring it up. You've also done speaking engagements
I did.
out here being a whole speaker. Just like when I say this is part of my marketing message that I help my clients achieve the impossible. When you first heard that, tell me how you felt about it and how do you feel about it now based on the fact that you're like, this is like surreal, unimaginable that I could make this kind of money this fast at this age, blah, 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 blah. How do you feel about Linda helping people achieve the impossible?
I will say it's a real thing. I feel like you are operating in your gift because I'm a living testament to that. Last year, I had goals of getting featured in a magazine. I wanted to start speaking on stages, and I couldn't do that because my mind was my mindset was not going to allow me to get there. So working with you, it just opened up those opportunities because the way that I thought about things changed.
Mm. There's a phrase that goes, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Hmm.
It all starts in that, right? It's like, I didn't think this way before. So I call it many things. I call it an identity shift. I call it
Hmm.
middle class mindset, rejection. We're not going to be thinking like that. I call it high end, high value thoughts, high value woman shift. Um in your own words, how would you describe, right? Because we have been talking about nothing but identity shifts. The identity shift cost you to never have to worry about your car getting repoed again, the light getting turned off, none of that stuff. Like, what are my kids going to wear for school? I have to like have a budget for their back to school clothes, or we can't go out to eat here because the money is tight. Like, how does explain what, like, in your own words, how having this identity shift, because to me the biggest identity shift is stepping into the woman that knows that she knows how to create money. To me, that is the biggest thing for me, like knowing that, God forbid, if anything happened to my life and I lost everything, all I got to do is call somebody that I know, and they're going to, you know, sign up with me or introduce me to someone that can sign up with me. Because, like I said, the
Mm-hmm.
people that have paid me 30K before are the people that introduce me to people that are going to pay me another 30K. So I have a skill set that can never be taken from me. So because I sit in that expertise, I am never in scarcity. I'm like, I can go make money next month.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I know this isn't my interview, but I'm just going to share this here because this year I had a powerful thing happen with me. Like in the past, I've had $100,000 months and I've had $100,000 weeks, but I had never had $100,000 day. Right. And it happened with three people saying yes to a $30,000 offer and one person saying yes to a $10,000 offer. So I can never, ever go back to like being broke because I am the type of woman that makes $100,000 in one day. Like, to me, that's the biggest identity shift. And I could explain it all sorts of ways, but I want you to explain, like, really settling in your like your nervous system, knowing you have stepped into this woman that can make $70,000 in a year, and the year's not over. You can land two $10,000 clients, three $10,000 clients. You could do that. You know, explain like that to me. That's the biggest thing that I do, and that I actually, Areanna, I didn't even know I was going to say this on this call, on this interview. I don't want to lead anymore with teaching people about sales
Mm-hmm.
because it's the identity shift that they need to experience first, and then all the sales stuff will happen. Right? Do you agree that it
I
doesn't
do.
matter how much I teach you how to sell? Because for a moment you were like, well, Linda's not feeding me clients. I'm not making sales this month. I needed you to take the training wheels off. Like, you can do this. Explain what an identity shift is in your own words. Do that for us because I'd love to hear it from you.
Mm-hmm. So for me, an identity shift is stepping into the future of what is already there, but in the present.
Because your future is here already. God gave it to you. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Come on. Let's go. I love it.
So what I mean by that is, let's say you are starting a business, you haven't gotten there yet, but it's in the works. Identity shift is, I'm already a CEO, I'm already making $10,000 days. When you step into that, it changes the way that you make decisions, and it changes the way that you approach things, because now you understand, if I'm this, then I know that I can't do these things anymore.
I love it. It's like being her now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, how that started was when I started flying first class, you know, those tickets could be anywhere from $200 more to $500 more, like domestic, right? We're flying international, child, please. We didn't even talk about that. And so at first I was like, I'm gonna fly first class this one time. And then once I did it, I'm like, I could never sit and coach again. And I'm not saying that flying coach is bad. I'm saying that, like, you cannot go back. And so
Mhm.
I started to be her before I could really afford to be her. And then I couldn't afford not to be her. You know, it started with, okay, I want an expensive bag. Well, maybe I can't get it from over there, but I can get it from over here at a lower. And now I'm like, oh my God, I love how this handbag feels. I love the compliments that I get when when I'm wearing this handbag or when I've got this perfume on. So, like, being
Mhm.
that person now, like, if you were that person now, would you be like turning up your face at a $10,000 investment? No, you would do it because money's not an option for future you.
Mhm.
So I love that you learned that and you were able to step into that and you embody that. I love it. I'm so proud of you. Um, tell people where they can find you if anybody's looking to do something with their brand before you do that. If you're a real business owner, not no fake business owner, if you're a real business owner, then it would behoove you to get your investments in before December 31st so that you can have these write-offs for your brand in the new year. Like if you're making money, you need write-offs, boo. If you can invest into a rebrand with Areanna, you can hire me. Like all of these are write-offs. So basically the coaching was free, the rebrand was free because you're writing it off in your taxes next year. Anyway, I just had to say that. Where can they find you, Areanna? Where can they do business with you?
They can find me at ariannainternational.com.
That's it. Or they can friend request you on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please connect with her on Facebook. You're going to want to see her portfolio. You're going to want to see her clients. Areanna, it's been nothing but joy because you literally are so young that you could be my own daughter. It's been nothing but pleasure and pride. Um, that, I'm so grateful that God made our paths cross. And, I have a belief about myself, Areanna. And I'm going to tell everybody here I have a belief that I, no one that crosses paths with me will leave unchanged. That is what I want, whether someone pays me or not. I want to be of such value to everyone who crosses paths with me. And that's my biggest belief about my life. And I embody that. And I know that because I am walking, living, breathing value, that God continues to bless me, my brand, even when I go through seasons of I'm not selling or I'm sick or whatever, because we're all humans. I trust that God has me because I'm doing the work that He put me on earth to do. And so are you. So thank you so much for being coachable. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I hope that this was amazing for you and super valuable for yourself, your life, and your business. Have a good day.